Right. So residential status அப்படிங்கிறது மேக்ஸிமம் we can completed இல்லையா? ஸோ இப்போ இது கொஞ்சம் ரீகலெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அப்படியே போய்க்கிட வேண்டியதான். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா வந்து so you have to go for and checking of the basic conditions 1 and basic condition 2. So if it is basic condition 1 is satisfied, so we need not checking about the basic conditions 2. Then we can move on the checking of the additional conditions 1 and 2 on the basis of the basic conditions 1 and additional condition satisfying the 2 condition is satisfied is here to be an ordinary resident. Okay, ordinary resident. Okay, if you are not satisfying the additional condition 2, he is an resident but not an ordinary resident. So if you are not satisfying both basic conditions, he is said to be a non-resident. So this is our rules. On the basis of the rules, we work out some problems. Okay. Again, you have to remember these things. So now we can move on the next methods of the working of the problem. Incidence of the tax. So incidence of the tax. Okay, that you have to go for this one. So these two things you have to remember now. Okay, this is a previous class we already discussed it, and I will move on this one. So tax system it's not required. So this problem is over. So this problem is over. I gave one problem for your home test. Okay, so now I will give the answer for these two questions. Answer for these two questions. Then we can move on the new problem. Right. November 2014, this question is asked. November 2014, this question is asked. We have 5 more questions. Ascertain the residency status of the assessee in the following cases for the assessment year 2020 and 21. Okay, this is an assessment year. So in that assessment year, Ajay is a citizen of India. He left for Iran outside India on 18th April 2019 and could not return to India till the end of the financial year 2019-20. Okay, so he went that period 18th April. So the 18th April, so 2019, it is falls on the previous year. So the problem is given for an assessment year. The assessment year is 2020-21. That it means the previous year means 2019 to 2020-20. So from the 1st April to 31st March 2020, so that only the previous year. So previous year for the Ajay. Okay, first we can solve the problem for Ajay. Okay, so from this you can understand that. So in the previous year, maximum of Iran, he left Iran, then he went out, he returned, he could not return back till now. So till now he did not return back. So that it means that in the previous year only 18 days or 17 days he is staying in India. Okay, so 18 days and 17 days means now we are going to verifying the basic condition is 1. The basic condition is 1 is at least he has to stay in India 182 days. 182 days he has to stay in India. But 18 days not satisfied, it is a less than 182 days. Then we can move on the checking of the basic conditions 2. So that also 60 days. So he is not satisfying the basic condition is 1 and also the basic condition 2. Then we can set to be he is a non-resident. Okay, the first case, Ajay is a citizen of India. Even he is a citizen of India, he is a NRI, non-resident of India. Okay, so now we can verifying the answer. Ajay is a non-resident. Why? Because of he is not does not satisfy. He does not satisfy both the conditions. Does not satisfy basic condition 1 and also basic condition 2. Okay, does not satisfy basic condition 1 and also basic condition is 2. Then Ajay said to be a non-resident. He stayed in India only 18 days. So including of the day of left to the Iran. Iran is the outside country. Okay, then we can conclude that so this person is a non-resident. Okay, then we can move on the next one. Gautam left for USA outside India. He is going to USA on 10th March 2017 after having lived in India for 20 years. So that it means that before 2017, before left to India, so in 10th March, before 10th March 2017, he was in India up to 20 years. He is in India only. He returned to India 10th September 2019. He he returned to India 10th September 2019. Now we have to verify the same cases. The assessment year, it means to 2021, the previous year 2019-20. So now we have to calculate the number of days he's staying in India. For the second case, the first case is over. The first case is over. So for recollecting of the previous problem, so then we can move on the next method. So if you are understanding this problem, you can get your 5 marks from this questions. Okay, right. How them. So 10th March 2010, after India, he returned to India. So when he returned, 10th September. So the previous year it start with 1st April, 1st April 2019 to 31st March, 31st March 2020. This is the previous year. In between these two dates, how many days is staying in India? That's to calculate. Okay. So how many days in the sense 2017 to up to 2019, the 2 years he was in USA only, right? He returned to India on 10th September. After the 10th September, he was in India only. Okay, from 10th September to 10th September 2020. So 2020 is no, not 2019. 2019 to 1st March, 1st March 2020. He is in India only. In India only. Okay. So from these two dates, you have to calculate number of days he is in India. Okay. So now you have to calculate number of days. 20 days. 20 days in September. September 20 days. September 20 days. October 31 days. So 31 days October. 31 days October plus 31 days October. Okay, so November 30 days. November 30 days. November 30 days. December 31 days. So December 31 days. Then plus September, October, November, December. So December 31 days. January 31 days. January 31 days. Plus February 28 days. 28 days. Plus March 31 days. So these all the days is in India only. Now we have to calculate number of days. Okay, October, November, December, January, February, March. So 6 months period is in India only. So he is more than 180 days only, right? So 180, 180 plus 180, 181 plus for 20 days, 201 days he is in India. 201 days, 1 days stayed in India. Okay. Now basic condition one is satisfied. Satisfied. Now we can additional conditions one and additional conditions two. Okay. So in the additional conditions one, yeah, he must satisfying two previous year resident in India out of 10 previous years. So 2017, 18, 19. So 3 years only he was outside India. That it means so 20 years he is in India. So we can take the 10 years, 10 previous year. That it means he is satisfying 2 years resident in India. More than 82 days he may be staying in India. Okay, right? So additional condition one is satisfied. Satisfied. And additional condition two, so 7 previous year he must be staying in India 730 days is also satisfied. Also satisfied. Satisfied. Hence hence the answer will be resident. Okay, this will take Right. This slide it will not work out. No. Okay. I will go with the in a Word file. In the Word file, you can understand that. You can easily. I can make it in a Word file. So this is the problem. This is the problem. Okay. Now I will use this is a PowerPoint. It's a problem of one. You can say right. So in the Word file, you can understand it's very clear, right? So you can expand, you can increase the number of size also. So Kaudam left for USA 10th March 2019. After having lived in India for 20 years, he returned to India 10th September. So 10th September in the sense, so 10th March to 10th March 2017 to 10th September, 10th September, 10th September 2019, he is USA only. He is USA. That means outside India, outside India. Okay. Now we can understand that. So in the previous years, in the seven, so now you have to take 10 previous years, 10 previous years. So that is including he must be in resident, 7 previous years, and the 7 previous years, we are 7 previous years. It takes 7 previous years. In the 7 previous years also, 730 days, we can get 730 days also, we can get. He is in India only, right? So in between these 2 years only he is outside India. So 20 years he is in India. So we need a 10 previous years. In 10 previous years, all the, so it may be take it or 3 years. Remaining 7 years he is in India only. With the 7 years, at least 182 days. So 2 years, 2 years resident, 2 years resident. So 2 years resident. So he is satisfying. So to satisfying, the additional condition is 1, and also he is satisfying in any 7 previous years, 730 days he must stay in India. That also satisfy. Basic condition 1 is also satisfied. 201 days staying in India in the previous years. So more than 182 days. Basic condition 1 is satisfied. Additional condition 1 is satisfied, and the additional condition 2, the 7 previous year also satisfied. Then Kaudam is a resident and ordinary resident. So this is our answer. Okay, right? You can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of this problem. So calculation of number of days, it's nearby the days. It is not a problem, but you have to take the inclusion of the days in staying in India. That also you have to take. So we take for example. So he left India. He left India on. He returned to India 10th September. That it means 10th also is staying in India. So 10th also is staying in India. That day also you have to take it. So take for example, if it is 10th means 10th to that's it, to 21 days. So you have to take 21 days. So number of days, it is nearby the number of days, it is not a problem. So this number of days, we are not going to get any marks for this number of days. Okay. Now we can move on the next one. Okay, I will show you one more slide. Okay, right. Okay, what is taxable out of the following? What is taxable out of the following? You can see this slide. You can see this slide. Okay, you have to remember. So remember these points also. Income received in India, income accrued in India is taxable to all three kinds of people. Income received, income accrued. Okay, now we are on the next methods. Incidents of the tax next method. Past untaxed profit income brought to India during the current previous year, it's not taxable. So these 2 points, and also you have to remember these points, right? So income accrued and received in India taxable for all. So again I repeated here. Income earned and received out of India taxable only in case of resident and ordinary resident. Resident and ordinary resident. Okay, resident and ordinary resident. Next one is income accrued received out of India from a business controlled in India, not taxable for not resident. So if it is income accrued, received out of India, but the business is controlled from India, that it is not taxable for an NRI, non-resident. Okay, this three formula you have to remember, right? Okay, I will give you one chart for this one. So now scope of the total income. Scope of the total income is income received in India means it is taxable to all the category. Is it taxable? Yes, yes, yes. Income deemed to be received in India, is it taxable for a resident and ordinary resident? resident, not ordinary resident, non-resident, all the category of people, it is taxable. Income accruing or arising in India, it is taxable. Yes, yes, yes. Income deemed to accrue or arise in India, yes, yes, yes. So income received accrued outside India from your business in India, it is not taxable. It is controlled. It is not controlled. It is not taxable to NRI only. Okay. Okay. Income received accrued outside India from a business in India, it is not taxable. ரெண்டு category மட்டும் தான் taxable வராது. So next பாருங்க, income received accrued outside India from a business controlled outside India. So for this case only, so these two people not payable tax. So ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே tax கிடையாது, இவங்க மட்டும் தான் tax உண்டு. So you can take ஒரு screenshot எடுத்துக்கோங்க. On the basis of this slide, we can work out one problem. I will move on the word file போயிடுவோம். இது நமக்கு செட் ஆகாது. Okay. Right. So this problem is over. Right. You can see this problem. So this one is from your previous year question paper, November 2013. 2013. Okay, this is the question. Yeah. November 2013, they're asking for it. This is only a 10 mark question. They asked question number 21, I think it's 21, 22. So 22 of the previous year question paper. So that it means it's a 10 mark question. 10 mark questions. Okay. Right. Screen paranga. The following are the details of income of Sri Ram. Right. A person name is his income. Share of income from joint venture in India. He is getting an income of 10,000 rupees. He is doing some joint venture business. So from the business, he is getting income that is 10,000 rupees. Right. Next, dividend rupees 10,000. There nothing is given, whether it's a dividend from Indian company or foreign company, whatever they're given is a dividend. But without giving any details about the dividend, we can assume that this dividend is received from any Indian company only. Right. Next, third category, salary received in India. So the 9,800 is computed, but the services for the same were rendered in Iran. Okay, in received in India, but the service is given to the Iran company. Okay, next one, fourth one, income from business controlled from India in Pakistan, rupees 10,000, and the income remitted to India. Right. Next, income earned and received in Pakistan from bank deposits, rupees 5,000. So income from agriculture in Pakistan, 20,000. Income accrued in India but received in Iran, rupees 10,000. Compute Mr. Ram's taxable income if he is a resident, not ordinarily resident, non-resident. So if it is three categories, if it is this category, so how much amount is taxable? What are all the income is taxable? What are all the income is not taxable? What are all the income is taxable? What are all the income is not taxable? That we have to find out. Okay, so we can go. So for this question, it's need not go for thinking of anything. All the answer is given in the question itself. Right? We have what we have to do. We have to take the amount. We have to draw a one diagram, so that it means okay, 3 column you have to open. So you have to open 3 column. So insert, you can go insert. So 3 column, right? So 3 amount column plus 1 particulars column, right? So this is an particulars or source of income. Okay, source of income, whatever it may be, you can write particulars. Or first one is a resident. If he is a resident, if he is a resident, if he is a not ordinary resident. So now you have to open 3 amount column. So this is an amount column. This is an rupees amount. So amount rupees. Amount rupees. So whether if he is a resident, what is the amount is being taxable? If it is not ordinary resident, what will be then? Amount will be taxable. Okay. So this is an area. This column will be very less. It is not much. Okay, right. So now we can go with the problem. So put a heading. Computation of taxable income of Mr. So what is the name? Sri Ram. Mr. Sri Ram. Sri Ram for the assessment year. For the assessment year. Assessment year 2020, 21, 2022, 2021. Right? So this go with the, so put a heading on this. Now you can go with the answer. Right? For the assessment year, you have to go next line. Right? Put a heading on the top. Now you can put into the next slide. You can go for an uppercase. Right? I will put an uppercase for your convenience for reading. Right? Okay. So this is a format. This is a format we have opened, right? So what we have to do? First we have to open three amount column, one particular column, right? The first category. So share of income, share of income, share of income from the from a joint venture in India. Okay, from India, income received from joint venture business. Now this 10,000 is taxable to either resident, whatever it may be, is and resident, you have to pay the tax. Whatever the income is received, in India or outside India, whatever it may be, because of his residence, because of staying in India, he have to pay the tax amount. So not ordinary resident, it is an Indian income, that is taxable. It is an Indian income, even if it's a non-resident also, it is taxable, right? First category is one. Next one is, so this is a 10,000 rupees dividend. So they given nothing is given, they're giving only dividend amount is 10,000 rupees. So dividend, the amount is given, right? So now we can assume that nothing is given. We can assume that dividend received from Indian company. But it means I already told that in your previous slides. I already told that Indian company dividend is not taxable. Taxable, not taxable. Indian company, Indian company tax not taxable, nil. So not taxable to all the categories. So what it means, that dividend income received from the company is already paid on behalf of the shareholders. Okay. In addition to the corporate tax, the company also paid 10% as in dividend tax. The dividend tax is paid. Okay. So in the hands of the assessee, it is need not, and the hands of the shareholders need not pay the tax again. So dividend income not taxable. So two kind of section under section 10, subsection 34, dividend income is not taxable. Like this, I will tell you, agricultural income is also not taxable. Section 10, subsection 1. So the two income is not taxable. Dividend and agricultural income. Right, now move on to the next one. Salary received in India computed but service rented. Okay, so this is a category, right? So now citizen India, it means this 9,800 amount is taxable to all the category. So either resident or not resident, not ordinary resident. So the all the amount is taxable. It is in India. The amount is received in India. Okay. So this is taxable to three kind of people. Taxable to three kinds of people. Salary received in India, which 9,800. So computed in the sense already calculated. So salary income, in the salary income, it is a very vast area. In this salary, it includes the various kinds of salary. So various kinds of salary means a person, an individual, an employee not receiving a single amount of salary. So he received a salary in the form of various divisions, various categories. So in every company, they are giving a salary in the form of basic salary, HRA, house rent allowances, some other benefits. So all the things put together, we can name it as a salary. So in a certain allowances, certain things, certain perquisites are exempted, all the exempted items, which is deducted, and finally it is calculated, that is computed, that is a taxable amount is 9,800. That it means computed. So need not worry about the computed. This is given for the later on you can understand that what is computed. Right now move on the next one. That's a third one is over. Fourth one, income from business controlled in India, in Pakistan, income remitted to India. Okay, this is the fourth category. This is the fourth category. I will move on. Take it to the next page. Right. So 10,000. It is an amount from Pakistan. Income from business in Pakistan. It is a foreign income. It is a foreign income. Pakistan income. So you are having a business in Pakistan. From the Pakistan, you are getting the amount of 10,000 rupees. Right. But the business is controlled from India. But the business is controlled from India. So here is 10,000 is wherever you received ordinary resident, you have to pay the tax, and the remaining people, so he also have to ordinary resident, you have to pay the tax. For a non-resident, you need not pay the tax. It's a controlled from India, so that it means controlled from India. So he is a foreigner, he is in some other country, USA or Pakistan. In the Pakistan, he is receiving 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees. It is not required. It is not required. Whether he is in Pakistan or UK or any countries, so he is getting income from foreign company. So foreign countries not required, whether it is controlled or whatever it may be. So for this amount, he need not pay tax to the Indian government. He need not pay tax to the Indian government. He is an ordinary resident, so that's why you have to pay. Controlled from India. Controlled from India. For this purpose, he has paid the tax for the 10,000 rupees. So he is a resident. Whatever income is received from the India or outside or any countries, on the basis of the resident, he have to pay the tax. So he is a non-resident. He is getting income from the Pakistan. So for the Pakistan amount, he is no more. He is, need not consider about the other persons. So he is not need not pay any amount to the Indian government. Okay, now we can move on the next one. 10 minutes முடிச்சிடலாம். Okay, next category பாருங்க. Next category. So fourth one is completed, 10,000 over. Next one is fifth one. So fifth one, income earned and received in Pakistan. Income earned and received in Pakistan from bank deposits. Okay, next category, income earned and received in Pakistan. So this is not an Indian income. It is not an Indian income. It is an foreign income. It is an foreign income. Pakistan from the outside India. Okay, that amount is 5,000 rupees. So wherever you received the income, for that income, as an ordinary resident, he has to pay tax. It is taxable to all the amount. Okay. So the income received earned in Pakistan. Okay, that it means no more it is related to the India. So these two people, it's not required to pay the tax. இந்த ரெண்டு பேருமே pay பண்ண வேண்டாம். ரெண்டு பேருமே pay பண்ண வேண்டாம். So why? Because of he paid 10,000 rupees. So this is also Pakistan income. This is also Pakistan income. But here the Pakistan business controlled from India. So that's why he has to pay the tax. Here, this is an Pakistan income. It is a foreign income, not an Indian income. So these two people, so he was staying somewhere, some place not in regularly connected with India. So he is not required to pay any tax for this 5,000 to the Indian government. So this 5,000 he has to pay. So because of he is a resident, on the basis of a resident, he has to pay the amount received either from Indian income or in a foreign income. Indian income or in a foreign income, you have to pay the tax. So this 5,000 is taxable only for ordinary resident. Okay, this is the category of next okay, next we can move on the next one. Income from agriculture in Pakistan. Income from agriculture in Pakistan. Income from agriculture in Pakistan. So this is an foreign income. This is an foreign income. It is just like the above. It is just like the above. So here now we can you can think that Indian agriculture income only it is exempted. Indian agriculture income only exempted. It is a foreign in foreign countries. They are following a different kind of structure, whatever it may be. Okay, now we can come on. We can come back. So the bank deposits and agriculture income both are the similar category. Okay, what you did the same procedures you have to apply here also. This 20,000 is received. 20,000 is received from the foreign countries. Okay, whatever the income on the basis of his resident, he have to pay the tax. So this 2% need not pay any tax to the Indian government. So if it is agriculture from India, it is exempted. Okay, agriculture from foreign, it is taxable. That's all. Now we can move on to the next one. Income accrued in India but received in Iran. Okay, next category. Income accrued in India, accrued in India, accrued in India, it is taxable. It is an Indian income. It is an Indian income. So it is taxable to all the category. It is taxable to all the category. So these people, why? Because of this is an Indian income. So income accrued in India, received in India, taxable to all the people. Now we have to put the total. Taxable income. Okay, right. So 10,000 plus 9,800, 20,900, 29, 29, 30, 20,000, 10,000, 30,000, 35,000, 45,000, 45,000, 45,000, 55,000, 55,000, 60,000, 60,000, 64,800. So 64,800, 64,800. It's a taxable under if he is category of ordinary resident. Okay, if he is not ordinary resident, so here amount is taxable 10,000, 20,000, 20,000, 30,000, 39,800. So 39,800 for the 39,800 only you have to pay the, he has to pay the tax if he is a resident and ordinary resident. Okay, this category 29,800, 29,800, 29,800. This is an taxable amount. I will check the answer also. Okay, this is an answer. Right. Okay, right. Now check the answer. Now okay, I can tell you it's very clear. If it is an Indian income means it is taxable to all the people. Right, irrespective of resident, not ordinary resident or non-resident. Okay, the next category. So this is in India, it is taxable. It is controlled from India. That word it is taxable to two category. Controlled means here it will not come non-resident. It is Pakistan income, so need not taxable for these two category. On the basis of resident, you have to pay the tax. It is in Pakistan income, so the same category of the above. Here from the bank, he is getting the income. Here agriculture is getting the income. So accrued in India, it is taxable to all. So now we can put the total. It is a taxable income calculated. So this is our question. What they have to do, compute Mr. Ram's taxable income. So the taxable income is calculated if he is a resident or not ordinary resident or non-resident. Okay, this is some questions. From the questions I will quote the answers. You can take screenshot எடுத்துக்கோங்க. அப்படியே screenshot எடுத்துக்கோங்க. அப்படி ஒரு பேஜ் வரலாம் பார்க்குறேன். You can take a screenshot. அப்படியே ஆன்சர் மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Resident இருந்தா that amount is 64,800. So 39,800, 29,800. Okay. Right. Now we come with another link. இன்னொரு லிங்க் மூலமா உள்ள வரலாம். இது question ஓகேங்களா?